Keep it high, keep it tight. My name is Jay Morris, Review Guy. Welcome back to another 5-minute review, the show in which we review anything in 5 minutes. So today we are going to be continuing our weekly series in which I review the newest episode of AMC's Fear the Walking Dead. Now we are currently in season 4, and we are going to be reviewing episode 5 entitled Laura. So this is a pretty much full-on flashback episode for the characters of John Dorie and Naomi/Laura. So I think that a lot of people are going to write this episode off as being stale, as being filler, as being slow, because going by what The Walking Dead is criticized heavily for, it is the bottle episodes, it is the times when people think that they're going too slow with pacing, there's maybe not as much action, there's maybe not as much going on, but I feel like an episode like this is needed once in a while, especially with, spoiler alert, with Nick dying. I feel like, in episode 3, I feel like episodes like this are needed because we have such few characters, and even Walking Dead does this. If you bring in new characters, whether it be 1, 2, or 3 in the case of this season of Fear the Walking Dead, which would be the main cast members that were added, Althea, Naomi, and John. I feel like you need to flesh them out more than just having them appear and act themselves, because from a storytelling point of view, you have to have episodes where you expand on their backstory, we figure out what's going on, to where when we find out that Naomi/Laura is supposedly dead in episode 4, at the end of episode 4, and we see the emotion that John Dorie shows, we don't want to just be staring with glazed eyes like, okay, what does this mean? Am I supposed to care? We knew this character for like 2 episodes in a couple flashbacks. We've seen a little bit more of John. We feel a little bit for him. But you really need to expand on those characters and give us a reason to care. Because Fear is at a very, very important dilemma and an important turning point of the series. Because you have such a small cast. For seasons now, people have been complaining that they have a small cast, they kill off too many characters, and with Frank Dillane wanting off of the show, that being Nick Clark's actor, you really have to have episodes that tie these characters together, that makes us care about them. And after this episode, I personally really feel like Naomi is likely not dead. And personally, I also feel like John Dorie is likely going to be a long-term survivor at this point, because it really seems like they are keeping him around for the long haul. They're giving him a lot of focus, they are giving him a lot of time, and that may be wrong because they gave a lot of focus to like Jake and Troy and Jeremiah and Travis, but at the same time I'm thinking more of one-season characters, so mostly just the Otto family. And I feel like John and Naomi could be long-term survivors if Naomi is still alive. Now, there is a topic that I will likely make a whole video for, but there's talk of if Madison is going to be dead, and I personally really do not enjoy that theory. I think that would really mess with the story even more, and I feel no reason to kill off Madison as well unless you are wanting this to be the last season and Morgan to take people to Walking Dead, or if you just want to completely rewrite Fear with someone else be in the lead, maybe Alicia be in the lead, or Morgan be in the lead, whatever it may be. So despite this being a slower episode, despite this only having pretty much 2 characters in it, despite having Morgan around near the end of the episode to talk to John and give him a little bit of a reinvigorated spirit about this whole situation and maybe a good outlook, and kind of nail into his head that it's not all about killing anymore, I feel like this episode really had a tight feel, and it really had a nice feel, and it was a nice slowdown from what we've been getting for the past 4 episodes. And I have to say, Jenna Elfman and Garrett Dillahunt, the actor and actress that play John Dorie and Naomi, I think that they did a phenomenal job. I really, really enjoyed both of their actors. I think that they made it feel real. I think they made it feel realistic, especially Garrett Dillahunt. I think that he does a great job as John Dorie, and I would definitely like him to see him in the future of the series, because he is quickly becoming one of my favorite characters, and we're only 5 episodes in to season 4. So the only complaint I would have about this is I really don't like the fast love interest type of thing. It almost feels like before they did this flashback episode, the writers knew that they wanted to do this twist, and then in this episode they had to have it make sense that they had some sort of romantic connection. But for the short time that Naomi was staying with John Dory, I wouldn't really see them developing that. But at the same time, you got to kind of rationalize it in terms of these are people that have probably been alone. These are people that probably are lonely. They want people, and to be around two people, to be around each other, I feel like they might have formed that connection. So I'm not going to fault it too much for that. And overall, I'm very excited to see where they go with this whole Naomi and John thing, and if Naomi and Madison are going to still be alive. Now, we didn't see the rest of the characters, but it looks like in the next episode we are going to get the other characters. I did not see Nick, and that's one complaint I have to say is we didn't see Nick this episode. He wasn't in the credits. He's not in the credits for next episode. It's really going to make me mad if he just disappears in the past. But anyways, guys, I'm going to give this episode a 7 out of 10. I think it's a good episode for what it does. And overall, I think that it is good. I think that it does what it needs to do. So, this has been Jay Mercer Review Guy. I'm signing off saying farewell.